Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing part 2 of the tier ranking of the state flags. If you haven't already, make sure you watch part 1. Comment your reactions below to how I ranked your state. Before I start this video, I just want to share how appreciative I am of the response from the last video, which is already one of my most viewed videos, and I appreciate that. Unfortunately, only about 3% of viewers have subscribed, so make sure to subscribe. Let's move on to part 2, starting with Montana. Montana's flag looks like so many other flags, a blue background with their seal in the middle. The scroll at the bottom of the flag reads Oro y Plata, which translates from Spanish to silver and gold. The Great Falls of the Missouri River is a nice touch and contrasts the sun and the mountains quite nicely. Agricultural imagery is also used in the seal. This flag was used by soldiers during the Spanish-American War and hasn't changed much since then. Where this flag fails is that it is indistinguishable from so many other flags. The seal is nice, so I will give this the C tier ranking. Like Montana, Nebraska features a seal imposed on a blue background. I can't imagine the yellow lettering makes this flag readable from afar. The seal features a blacksmith, the railroad, agricultural homesteads, with mountains in the background. The scroll reads Equality before law, which is a nice reminder that laws must be equal and was probably perfect for post-Civil War statehood adoption. However, this flag is too bland and hard to read from afar, so it will receive the D tier ranking. Not much going on with Nevada's flag. It's almost as if the teacher was walking around the classroom, they had homework, and they decided last minute to scribble something down while the teacher walked to collect it. The scroll reads Battle Born, which refers to its birth during the Civil War in 1864. It also features their state flower, the green sagebrush. I don't like this flag at all. It's too small to see the detail and is very lackluster. F tier. The flag of New Hampshire also features the state seal on a blue background, so let's get into this seal. It features the frigate USS Raleigh, which was commissioned in 1776 by the Continental Congress. The water and the ship represent New Hampshire's shipbuilding industry in Portsmouth. Overall, I like the seal, but the rest of the flag just blends in with the rest, so it will receive the C tier ranking. Oof! New Jersey. This color in the background is terrible. The seal is fine, but against this background, it just looks bad. I don't think I can give it the F tier because of the seal being okay. Liberty and Prosperity is red at the bottom, and it's very hard to read. There's a horse head at the top. Not sure what they did with the rest of the horse. The Roman goddess Libertas, or Liberty, is on the left, and Ceres is on the right, who represents prosperity. I can't wrap my head around how bad this color looks on the flag. Also, where is Old Jersey? I'm going to give this one a D tier. It's bad. A much different flag represents New Mexico. Yellow is my favorite color and can work on a flag if done properly, unlike New Jersey. The symbol in the middle of the flag is the sacred red sun symbol of the Zia tribe. The colors also pay homage to the Spanish Empire, who controlled New Spain for 2.5 centuries. Super simple flag, but it works, and it even represents the cultural heritage of the people. Hard to get in my rankings, but it joins the A tier. New York. It's like New Jersey, but better, the flag and the state. One time I drove through New Jersey on my way to New York City and almost died. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Anyways, Liberty's on the left, Justice is on the right, some ships in the Hudson River to signify commerce, the phrases Excelsior, which means ever upward, higher, or superior, and E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This flag is just about as basic as they come. It looks like New Jersey's, but just a different color. Not offensive, not amazing, bland Latin phrases too. The blue background actually looks better than New Jersey's though, so it's going to get the C tier. North Carolina's flag features 2 dates. On the top is the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence. The bottom is the Halifax Resolves. Both dates are symbolic of North Carolina's movement towards independence during the American Revolution. It's remained largely unchanged since 1885. I like the simplicity of this flag. The big NC tells you which state you're in, and the colors are ordered well. Shameless plug. If you're interested in North Carolina, watch my Outer Banks Lighthouse video. No complaints with this one, but nothing extraordinary, so it will receive the C tier. North Dakota's flag came from an infantry flag during the Spanish-American War. The eagle carries an olive branch in one talon and 7 arrows in the other. There's nothing special about this one, and I do think that the eagle could be updated a little bit for a more modern drawing. I like how the space is well used, with not much blue background being unfilled. I thought about giving this a B tier for the aesthetic, but it's too unoriginal, so it's going to have to fall in the C tier. Ohio, my home state. I'm a bit biased, but I love this flag. The shape is called a swallowtail burgee. The O stands for Ohio. There's 17 stars for the 17th state, 13 in one area which pay tribute to the 13 colonies. It's like Ohio's own version of the US flag. This may be unpopular, but I'm going to rank this in the A tier. Oklahoma does a great job paying homage to the natives of their state in this flag. There's a war shield from the Osage tribe, as well as a peace pipe and an olive branch, 6 crosses on the shield, and 7 eagle feathers below. This flag is unique, cultural, and aesthetically pleasing. I'll rank this in the B tier. Oregon is the only flag that features a different design on the reverse. The front is rather ordinary. The seal is covered wagons for the Oregon Trail, ships in the Pacific, mountains, and agricultural imagery. While I like the yellow on the blue, it isn't practical and makes the flag hard to read. It also says Union underneath the wagon. The backside prevents me from ranking it in the D tier because it has a cute little beaver on it, which always makes me rank it higher. C tier. The flag of Pennsylvania is going to go in the C tier, but it's almost in the B tier for the amount of color in this plain and ordinary flag. The scroll reads Virtue, Liberty, and Independence. I like the way that the red and gold stands out on the black horses. Agriculture and commerce are represented by the ship, corn, and bushels. The flag, though, is still very indistinguishable from afar, and Pennsylvania has been trying to change this one for decades. It's going to be ranked in the C tier. Rhode Island makes a simple design work quite well. The anchor in the middle represents their location on the Atlantic and is a biblical metaphor for hope. This makes sense as Rhode Island Colony was established as a site for religious freedom and was populated largely by Baptists, Quakers, Huguenots, and Jews who were escaping religious persecution in Massachusetts, France, and England. The 13 stars are for the 13 colonies. The colors are simple, but they work well. I'm going to put this in the A tier. South Carolina's flag has a palmetto tree and a crescent moon on a blue field. It's incredibly simple, but very unique. The aesthetic of this flag is fantastic. I love it. Another iconic flag, worthy of the S tier. Sky blue is better than dark blue for many states. The state seal in the middle is not remotely legible, though. The sun and the yellow look good against the blue, but the seal needs some serious work. South Dakota, not a fan of this one. D tier. Tennessee's flag is a bit off putting for me, but I'm not really sure why. Apparently, the 3 stars just represent the 3 grand divisions of Tennessee, which are East, Middle, and West. That's kind of weird. The blue stripe at the end also just seems to be meaningless and is believed to be there just because they didn't want too much crimson. There's not a lot of thought behind this one. It's kind of weird. I'm going to go D tier. The Lone Star flag of Texas is iconic and dates back to the Republic of Texas back in 1839. Like California, they also feature a lone star, blue for loyalty, white for purity, and red for bravery. This is one of the most respected flags, and I don't want any Texans coming after me for saying the wrong thing. So I'm going to stop talking. A tier. Utah has a brand new flag that's thoughtful and creative. This is known as the Beehive flag. The blue represents Utah's skies and lakes and principles of faith, knowledge, and freedom. The white is shaped by mountains and also represents peace. The red stripe represents the canyons below, the desert landscape, and the spirit of perseverance. This flag is only from March 2024, and it's amazing. A tier. Vermont is such a nice state for such a lame flag. The coat of arms features a floating deer head to represent wildlife, the green mountains, dairy, and agriculture, and the motto of freedom and unity, which goes back to their independence and the Vermont Republic from 1777 to 1791, where they prohibited slavery. Nice coat of arms, but the blue background doesn't allow it to stand out. D tier. Virginia's flag has always seemed kind of strange to me. I wondered as a kid why that guy was standing on his neck. Today I learned it's actually a woman. The woman represents virtue and is dressed as an Amazon, who were fearless female warriors in Greek myths and legends. She's stepping on a deposed tyrant, and the Latin phrase translates, thus always to tyrants, which originates from Brutus's role in slaying Julius Caesar in Roman history. It's kind of a weird flag though, so I'm going to rank it in the C tier. Washington gives Delaware a run for its money. Both flags are awful. I would look at this one and say it's okay, but the background, oh man, if it wasn't the same color as a pool table, it might be alright. It's hideous, and I need to stop looking at it immediately. F tier. West Virginia doesn't have a bad flag, but it's not very good. On the higher end of the C tiers, but I can't rank it in the B tier. It's just hard to read, and it says in Latin, Mountaineers are always free. And it features a miner and a farmer. Not really sure what the heck Mountaineer always free means. Whatever. I like the blue border around the white, but it still doesn't stand out much. C tier. Wisconsin doesn't have a bad flag, but it's kind of the most generic font ever, and beyond that, it doesn't have anything going for it. The coat of arms is a sailor and a yeoman, which signify work on land and water. I know what you're thinking. Isn't Wisconsin nowhere near the ocean? Yes, but they have Lake Superior and Lake Michigan, which are some of the largest lakes in the world and connected to the Atlantic and its massive shipping industry. Anyways, if you can't tell, I love the Great Lakes, but I don't like this flag. I'm going to rank it in the D tier. Last but not least is Wyoming. The bison in the middle is the best part, and there's probably more bison in Wyoming than there are people in most areas, so it checks out. I like how the seal is on the bison rather than just a focal point of the flag like most states. I think this flag is really well done and it's worthy of the S tier. So, what do you guys think that I missed? Anything that you have done differently in these rankings? Comment your thoughts below. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to watch part 1. And also, if you haven't checked out my blog, go to grand-american.com. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.